I did not arrive in the creator economy because I thought it looked interesting. I thought it looked terrifying, and it continues to look terrifying. I'm not here to become a creator. My turning point and why I'm here is because I started to see creators who I genuinely appreciate and value, and whose voices I think are really important for us all to hear, starting to disappear. Maybe they posted or hinted a couple times at what they were experiencing, their mental state or their overload, toxic engagements online, but then they just disappeared. As part of their audience, that really threw me. So I started to work backwards to see what I could see and to understand what was going on. I realized this wasn't about talent. It wasn't even about relevance, and it was not about effort. Everyone was working extremely hard. It all came back to infrastructure, or lack thereof, and operations. Is that a big leap? Here's what I mean. If you're making money on these platforms, this is not just posting for fun. You're running a business. And I know how hard that is. I've built and scaled companies from that messy, early pre-product phase all the way to something bigger. I've taken products to market. I've carried revenue targets. I've held C-suite roles with real commercial responsibility, including CEO twice. When you sit in those seats, you don't get to think in fragments. You have to think of the whole system. That means thinking about revenue mix and margins, risk exposure, incentives, capacity, failure points. This is all extremely corporate, but is equally applicable to creators, because no matter the size of the company, when something breaks, it doesn't break in isolation. It's connected. Now, when I zoomed in on the creator economy, I didn't see content. I saw lots and lots of creator businesses, real money, real responsibility, and certainly real pressures. I saw immense talent working without any semblance of grown-up infrastructure or systems. One person doing marketing and sales and finance and operation and production and risk and compliance, everything. How many of those things can one person really realistically do well? In a corporate setting, I would never have my head of marketing doing the work of a CFO. That just makes no sense. And when it becomes too much for one person, which is normal, we call it burnout, which is another way to say complete structural overload. I also see people trying to solve this in pieces. They streamline their editing process, or they automate their invoicing, or they grab a Notion board template. These things are absolutely useful. They are. They are things and tools that will help you save time, but they are fragments. If you want a durable business, you don't think in fragments. If your revenue is concentrated in one stream, a better workflow won't fix that fragility. If your pricing logic is off, a prettier system won't fix your margin problem. If your entire business relies on one single platform, a nicer, cleaner content system is not going to reduce that volatility. You can optimize the engine, and you should optimize your engine. But if the foundation is unstable, it doesn't really matter. And if you're a solo creator, whether you like it or not, you are the CEO. And CEOs don't think in workflow hacks. They think in holistic systems. You can start with one lever. That's fine. But you really need to understand how that one lever affects the whole. Otherwise, you're just making a fragile system slightly more efficient. Now, just to let you know, I'm building this channel as quickly and in a hurry as I can. I don't have a studio. I don't have any polished production. I don't know any editing tricks. I've already built free tools, and I write a free weekly newsletter. I'm putting actionable frameworks and tools out there as quickly as I can, because I'm not trying to win on aesthetics. I'm trying to be as useful as I can, as quickly as I can. If I waited until it was polished, it would never see the light of day. As anyone who works in or around the creator economy already understands, this isn't a passing fad. It's not about just posting what you had for breakfast. This is a whole economic layer. And like every economic system, it will drift towards structural advantage if you let it. We've seen this in startups. We see this in venture funding. The people with margin survive. The people without it disappear. If the creator economy evolves in that direction, we lose what made it powerful in the first place. I'm not here because I want everybody to get rich, or I even think that that's possible. I'm here because I don't want important, diverse voices getting overloaded and then disappearing altogether just because their architecture of their creator business was weak. This is deeply boring work. It is. Revenue diversification and platform risk, pricing math, operational maps, structural thinking. There is no dopamine hit here, but durability is built on boring things. The creator economy doesn't need to get louder. It needs to grow up, and growing up is unsexy, but it is essential.